He has done it 3 times in a row. Scoring a hat-trick. It's a feat that was achieved by the first Indian Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and then by Narendra Damodar Das Modi. He has broken a record in American history by becoming the second former president winning a non-consecutive term. More than a century back in 1897, Grover Cleveland was the last US president to win a second term in a non-consecutive fashion. And then Donald John Trump has done it again. They rule 2 top countries of the world. While Uncle Sam is relatively younger, Bharat is ancient. Narendra Modi and Donald Trump are both in their 70s. The 47th American president-elect is about 4 years older than the Indian Prime Minister. They have shared an enviable bromance since coming to power as world leaders for nearly a decade now. And as soon as the American election counting of 2024 predicted a giant lead in favor of Republican Donald Trump, Indian Prime Minister congratulated his old friend with a warm wish on the social media platform X, saying,
"As you build on the successes of your previous term, I look forward to renewing our collaboration to further strengthen the India-US comprehensive global and strategic partnership. Together, let's work for the betterment of our people and to promote global peace, stability and prosperity."
Ladies and gentlemen,
7 seas away, the POTUS elected Donald Trump thanked his family and supporters before reiterating his promise to make America great again.
This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have. This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again.
The 2 world leaders of 2 great civilizations are ready to repeat their success story once again. It's time for Trump-Modi 2.0.
He needs no introduction. His name comes up in almost every conversation. The President of the United States of America, Mr. Donald Trump.
For his second term campaign in 2020, then incumbent American President Donald Trump featured his pal, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
I have the honor to introduce you to my family.
But then, this wasn't the first time either. 4 years before this, when Donald Trump first won the Republican ticket in 2016, he used a slogan.
Abhi ki baar, Trump Sarkar.
It was inspired by Narendra Modi's first prime ministerial election campaign of 2014.
Ab ki baar.
It set the tone of their relationship as soon as Donald Trump came to White House as the 45th President of the United States of America.
Do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
They met and hugged and cracked jokes together like long-lost friends.
He actually speaks very good English, we just don't want to talk
The formalities of two world leaders meeting under public glare was always warm in friendliness.
Since India opened its economy, it has achieved astounding growth and a new world of opportunity for its expanding middle class. And Prime Minister Modi has been working to bring that vast country and all of its people together as one. And he is working at it very, very successfully indeed.
मुझे विश्वास है कि मेरा न्यू इंडिया का विजन तथा राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप का मेक अमेरिका ग्रेट अमेरिका के विजन में निहित कन्वर्जेंस हमारे सहयोग के नए आयाम पैदा करेगी। मेरा यह स्पष्ट मत है कि एक मजबूत और सफल अमेरिका में ही भारत का हित है।
That was Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's first visit to the White House. It was a historic moment, and people from both the countries loved it.
बात बनेगी तो क्या गाना गाया जाएगा?
हम कहेंगे
उनकी मुलाकात
ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे
तोड़ेंगे
दम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे।
Ended up being, I think, a bit better than we originally expected as the event started to come together, the visit started to come together. President Trump began to focus on India in a way that he didn't during the campaign and the early part of his administration. And I think the recognition that the cooperation has been excellent in multiple fronts, I think they did roll out a much more exciting welcome than we'd expected just a few weeks ago.
Modi Sarkar was 3 years old, while Trump was months old in the Oval Office.
In just 2 weeks, you will begin to implement the largest tax overhaul in your country's history. We're doing that also, by the way. Creating great new opportunities for your citizens. You have a big vision for improving infrastructure. And you are fighting government corruption, which is always a grave threat to democracy.
And together they set out a path to greater glory.
आतंकवाद जैसी वैश्विक चुनौतियों से अपने समाजों की सुरक्षा राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप तथा मेरी टॉप मोस्ट प्राथमिकताओं में से एक है, क्योंकि भारत तथा यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स विश्व की दो विशाल डेमोक्रेसीज का साझा सशक्तिकरण हमारा उद्देश्य है।
Within a couple of months of this visit, Donald Trump sent his daughter Ivanka to India, and Prime Minister Modi was the perfect host to his pal's favorite girl, building a personal relation between not only two countries, but a close bond with the Trump clan.
Makes this edition of GS stand out. In Indian mythology, woman is an incarnation of Shakti, the goddess of power. We believe women empowerment is vital to our development.
And find new ways to lift barriers in our society so that women are free to innovate, empowered to succeed, and able to leave our children a brighter future.
Over the next 3 years, they watered this relation patiently and regularly, meeting at different global summits, together solving world problems, while supporting each other's domestic decisions, keeping their individual countries as first priority. Narendra Modi returned as the Prime Minister with a thumping majority, and his friend from Washington DC was elated. He even said that India was lucky to have his BF at the helm of power. The Indian Prime Minister laid out a red carpet welcome for his American host in his 2020 maiden visit to India as the POTUS. Namaste Trump event was bigger and befitting a welcome rally in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's home state, Gujarat, than Howdy Modi was.
इंडिया यूएस फ्रेंडशिप आप बोलेंगे लॉन्ग लिव इंडिया यूएसए फ्रेंडशिप इंडिया यूएस फ्रेंडशिप इंडिया यूएस फ्रेंडशिप
America loves India. America respects India, and America will always be faithful and loyal friends to the Indian people.
Before the end of his first term and the year, the American president honored his Indian dost with the prestigious Legion of Merit, the top US military award recognizing outstanding service and achievements. By then, he was set to get out of the White House, and Prime Minister of India had more than 3 years left in the second term of his office. The honor was accepted by then Indian Ambassador Taranjit Singh Sandhu. The 2020 US presidential election was marred by COVID pandemic, and Donald Trump kept reaching out to his friend in India for help and support.
And I want to thank Prime Minister Modi of India for allowing us to have what we requested from before the problem arose. And he was terrific. We'll remember it.
When the incumbent American president was down under with COVID, his friend hoped for his speedy recovery. Theirs was a friendly relation that had weathered a few winters by then.
Relationship with my father, President Donald Trump, and Prime Minister Modi is incredible. When I saw the reception that my father received in India a few months ago, it was absolutely overwhelming. And I think they understand that two democracies like that are together in a big fight against socialism and communism spreading all over the world. So it's been an honor to watch, and I love that they have a great relationship and a powerful relationship that will benefit both of our countries going into the future.
Right here, we're going to walk down to the Capitol.
But when Trump lost the election and failed to accept the verdict, his speech allegedly incited a never-seen-before riot in Capitol Hill.
Stop the steal! It's our country, we want it back! Fuck these Democrats!
The Prime Minister of India condemned it. Out of power, Donald Trump returned to his beach house far away from the White House. His struggle with legal cases stuttered. But even then, he remembered his friend from India.
Since India opened its economy, it has achieved astounding growth and a new world of opportunity for its expanding middle class. And Prime Minister Modi has been working to bring that vast country and all of its people together as one. And he is working at it very, very successfully indeed.
Because in the 4 years as the President of America, in his first term, Donald Trump and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi have achieved a lot. Within the first 2 years of coming to power, India and US signed the foundational or enabling agreement of COMCASA on the sidelines of the inaugural 2+2 dialogue on 6th September 2018. In 2020, the two countries signed a host of defense deals. The Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement, or BECA, signed in October 2020, enabled India to access high-quality satellite data for enhanced accuracy of missiles and armed drones, benefiting Indian defense capabilities. Before that, in February 2020, India and the US concluded defense deals worth over $3 billion for 24 MH-60R Seahawk multi-role helicopters for the Navy and 6 AH-64E attack helicopters for the Army. That very month, another contract to acquire 6 AH-64E Apache helicopters for $800 million from the US was also sealed. Not only defense, the two leaders together worked hard on counter-terror collaboration between the countries.
Prime Minister Modi is a very religious man, as you know. He's a very calm man, but he's actually a very, very strong person, very tough, actually. When I've seen him in action, and he's got that foremost in his mind, terrorism. He'll take care of it.
The US expressed support for India's stance against cross-border terrorism emanating from Pakistan.
I also, you mentioned Pakistan, but Iran would have to be at the top of the list, because if you look at terror states, that's been the number one for a long time. But I really believe that Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Khan, they get along, they will get along when they get to know each other, and I think a lot of good things will come from that.
मैं यहां पर जोर देकर कहना चाहूंगा कि इस लड़ाई में प्रेसिडेंट ट्रंप पूरी मजबूती के साथ आतंक के खिलाफ खड़े हुए हैं.
But economic relations between the two were characterized by tensions over trade policies. Trump's America First approach led to pressure on India to reduce tariffs and trade barriers. He frequently criticized India for its high tariffs on US goods, suggesting that reciprocal measures would be implemented if necessary. Despite these challenges, bilateral trade continued to grow, with significant investments from US companies in sectors like technology and pharmaceuticals. It still remains a sore thumb, as Donald Trump's campaign interview proves.
The biggest charger of all is India. India is a very big charger. We have a great relationship with India. I did, and with especially the leader, Modi. He's a great leader, great man. Really is a great man. He's brought it together. He's done a great job, but they probably charge as much. I mean, I think they probably charge more than, in many ways, China. But they do it with a smile, you know. They do it sort of a nicer charge. They say, oh, thank you so much for purchasing from India.
The two leaders come from very different backgrounds. While Donald Trump was born with a silver spoon, Narendra Modi hails from a very humble family background. The Indian Prime Minister is a seasoned, lifelong politician and has been a Chief Minister for more than a decade before he became a Prime Minister. Donald Trump is a seasoned businessman, a media personality, and a celebrity turned politician. But they both share a staunch country-first, right-wing ideology. They have populist appeal and are hailed for strongman leadership. And they both effectively utilize social media to communicate directly with their supporters, shaping public discourse in their favor. "2024 was Donald Trump's last presidential campaign. Right after he won the primary, he was convicted of felony. That made him the first US president in such a predicament.
Take a look at what happened.
In this final presidential campaign, he has survived 2 assassination bids. The Indian Prime Minister wished him well as soon as the news of his first survival of assassination bid became a global headline. Donald Trump recovered well, and he gave his all to this final bid for the Oval Office.
But you've given your time, your money, and your whole heart for this cause, and your support means more than anything you can even understand. It's amazing. I love you all. You're very special. This is my last rally. Can you believe it? The rallies, these big, beautiful rallies, there's never been anything like it.
If they win the case against me and the case against Trump, we go to jail for the rest of our lives, given our age. 10-year sentence. I'm 80. And I'm sure they'd love to see me die in jail because I'm the one who first exposed Biden. And I'm the one that gave the New York Post the hard drive. But I'm not a leaker. I'm a proud American who did it.
Indian Americans are less than 2% of America's population. Their median annual household income of approximately $153,000 or about 1.3 crore rupees is more than double that of the country as a whole. And that makes Indian Americans a powerful minority voting community. Donald Trump knew that they are potential deal breakers, and he made the right moves. Donald Trump waded into the Bangladesh communal tension in his Diwali message, condemning the barbaric violence against Hindus and other minorities in Bangladesh, and criticized US President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris for their handling of the situation. And he knew his pal from India, back with another term in office, is a strong man to rally this community in his favor. So in the run-up to his campaign podcast interview, he ensured who his friend is and who is his perceived enemy.
Modi, India.
Yeah.
He's a friend of mine. He's great. He's the nicest.
India. This is for you.
Oh, good. Well, I'll tell you. Do you like him or not? Yeah. Before him, they were replacing him every year. It was very unstable. He came along.
He's in a labyrinth.
He's great. He's a friend of mine. But on the outside, he looks like he's your father. He's the nicest. Total killer.
It all worked out well for Narendra Modi's Dost, and as soon as it was clear that he is all set to return to the White House next January, the market soared. In India, as well as in America and across the world.
If we are truly analyzing them, I think we have to prepare for a world where actually, the kind of, I would say, dominance and generosity which the US had in the early days may not continue to be the norm.
With this history of bonhomie between the two leaders, the next 4 years got a rosy tint in the beginning with Donald Trump's tweet a week before his victory. He declared that Trump 2.0 would strengthen its friendship with my good friend Prime Minister Modi. And his pal by the Indian Ocean called him to congratulate.
Had a great conversation with my friend President Donald Trump, congratulating him on his spectacular victory. Looking forward to working closely together once again to further strengthen India-US relations across technology, defense, energy, space, and several other sectors.
And his Dost by the Pacific Ocean replied back saying, the whole world loves Prime Minister Modi, adding further that India is a magnificent country and Prime Minister Modi is a magnificent man. Modi-Trump 2.0 is all set to gear up as 2025 dawns. India is the host for the Quad Summit, and in the first year of his return to the presidential office, Donald Trump will attend the summit representing America. The two friends will meet and script a new chapter.